Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know I look a bit crazy right now, but that's besides the point. We still have a message to deliver. Lately, it has been a challenge to reprogram my mind, and I wanted to share some of the ways that I've been incorporating it into my routine and just trying to be mindful and intentional as I'm realigning myself with my journey, my path, and my purpose. One of the things that I started to do was cut out social media an hour before bed and an hour after I wake up. So this gives my brain time to process things, to have a slower morning, to not overwhelm it with so much information like when we tend to doom scroll. Some of the things that I've been trying and seeing if they stick, meaning if I like it or if I don't like it. One of the first things I do is when I wake up, I sit up and I count from 100 to 0, and I try to be very mindful of every number. I try to visualize it in my head, and this kind of creates focusness and control. So anytime that I mess up, I have to start all the way over from 100 to 0. From 100 to 0. So this is a nice challenge. Challenge yourself for 10 days. I also do it before bed too. So I know like when I'm about to lay down, I'll count from 100 to 1 again. And then this is just to do it twice a day because I'm a little bit extra. You don't have to. I think once a day, either morning or evening, whichever one works best for you, is a perfect start. The next thing I do is work out for 25 minutes minimum, and that can be any type of workout. That can be a walk, anything that either gets my heart rate going, body moving, even stretching. I stretch too for 25 minutes, like a deep one. And usually what I do is just roll out my yoga mat if I'm at home because I'm not going to the gym 4 minutes after I wake up. So it's really good just to utilize your space for this practice. You can set a timer for 25 minutes, or you can do what I do, and that's when I look up videos on YouTube of like 25-minute stretches, 25-minute Pilates, 25 minutes yoga. You can do weights if you have weights around. Whatever it is, just get your body moving for the day, and it's 25 minutes out of your day. You can do it. And again, you can do this morning or evening. I just choose to do mine in the morning because, again, it just fills that time when I'm not on my phone for that hour. The next thing I do after I work out is I grab my journal and I'll journal a page. As I said in a couple of my previous videos, I journal in the morning and I also journal in the evening. But some days, doing it every day is a little bit repetitious and I don't have like much going on. So if it's not every day, it might be every 2 days at most, although it's been a minute since I've been in there. It's been a minute since I did a couple of things, but it's okay. I just always reset myself. If I'm off any time of what I promised myself, I have to start over. So I'm gonna have to start over and just utilize this as a week challenge, a 5-day challenge, a 7-day challenge if you want to go by like a business work week, or if you want to go by a regular work week. Challenge yourself for 7 days to try this routine and see if it works for you. Now, usually I finish everything around, I try to get up at 6, so around 6:45 is when I'm finished the meditation, working out, and journaling. So that's when I just start getting ready, or I'll make myself breakfast depending if I'm like super hungry in the morning or not. And that usually fills up the rest of the space. And then by the time I'm done getting ready, I'm able to get on my phone if I want to. Now, what my evening routine looks like is an hour before bedtime. So my bedtime is around 9:30, and I have a alarm, or you know, the little sleep focus personal work sleep, you know, that little tab that's near the do not disturb. You can set it to a sleep timer. So mine cuts on an hour before bed, so this is my wind down time, and that way I know to get off my phone, and if I do use my phone, it limits the visibility of the apps that I have on my phone. So if I am using my phone for like adding something to my calendar last minute, needing to set another timer, needing to send a text message, check the weather, it has like productive apps available, but it hides all like the shopping apps, the social media apps, and just all the other apps that you don't need to be on. That has been a huge help. And then this is when I will do my PM journaling also, if I feel like it, and that's where I do an evening entry. And the reason why I like to journal morning and evening is because in the morning I feel like it gives you intention, it gives me clarity, it gives me focus, it gives me purpose throughout the day. And in the evening, it's more like a closure. If I told myself I'm going to do anything earlier that day when I was journaling in the morning, seeing if I completed that task by the end of the day, it just holds you accountable. It also gives you dopamine boost too, because you are doing what it is that you are going to do, and it's like right there in your face to remind you that you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing. And even if you don't do something that day, don't beat yourself up. Remember to give yourself grace. You're human. You're going through a whole new process and you're learning something new. Like, you are implementing a new routine. But try to be as disciplined with it as you can for 7 days minimum. Once you get into the rhythm and routine, you can start to slack off, because you're gonna pick it back up. It's already part of your processing. But if this is completely new, so yeah, just journaling in the evening gives you more clarity. It gives you intention, or it gives you clarity, it gives you peace, it gives you relief because you're releasing everything. I feel like there's another word that I'm missing, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, me personally, that's why I like to journal twice a day. You don't have to. Once a day, once every 2 days is fine enough. But again, for the 7 days at least minimum, you want to do every single day so you can start to build that habit. And then also I choose an activity to do, whether it's crochet, even though I haven't done that in a while, something creative. So I'll work on my brand. Actually, no, I'll work on my brand, but it cannot be anything digitalized, meaning I can't work on it over the computer like in Canva or be on social media or something. If I am, then I am just writing things down. I'm just writing things down in my creative journal, and then I'll transfer it later on. But again, no screen time. So if I do feel like working on anything, I'll make sure that I'm writing it down. Or I read. I also read to fill up whatever that time is between like 30 minutes before bedtime. At this point, I'll read for 30 minutes until it's time for me to shut everything off and go to bed. Sometimes I do meditate too, because I know it's so good for your nervous system, and that's one of the things that I'm struggling with right now is getting control over my nervous system. So trying to meditate. It's just really hard to get into that focusness, but again, that's what that 100 to 0 is intended for. It's to help you get into that meditative state easier. So this, I feel like, is a good place to start. I've noticed a difference within myself, my mood throughout the day, my productivity, my thoughts, my behavior. Just the way my body responds in general is a very positive experience. So I figured this might be good to share for anybody that is just trying to figure out a good routine that's super simple, a good place to start, especially for beginners. If there's anything that you want to tweak, you absolutely can. This is just the one that me and ChatGPT conjured up, and feel free to ask him if you believe in AI. If not, just feel like doing whatever you feel is right for you. Challenge yourself for 7 days and see how you feel after. If you want to push the finish line a little bit further, like do it for 10 days or like 7 more days, adding 7-day increments, 5-day increments, even 3-day increments, and just seeing how long you stick with this until it's just a part of your routine. But yeah, that's all for this video. Again, I know I don't look the best, but I just came to share a word with you guys to hopefully help you or just give you an ideas, switch up things for you. And I believe this is just a really good place to start if you want to start reprogramming your mind, your habits, your abilities, and so on. That is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe for more. Bye guys. Mwah.